The Bitcoin price plummets, first gradually, then what seems to be overnight. In this morning's video, we're going to discuss why that happened, what is happening in crypto, what is happening in the general crypto markets, and what we can expect going forward. Good morning, everybody. Okay, let's dive right into this. We can see that we've got Bitcoin on Altcoin Trader at 136,000 Rand. Now that is just a brutal drop from what we've been experiencing over the last week, where Bitcoin has been maintaining nicely, and we've seen it above 9,000 US dollars. In fact, going as high as 10,000 US dollars. If we look at coin market cap, we can see that they're reflecting Bitcoin at a drop of about 9.42%, but the drop is much greater than that because this is only in the last 24 hours, and I'm not sure if exactly what their cutoff times is, but the drop is far more substantial. We've got Bitcoin at 7,900 US dollars per coin, and we've got Ethereum at 205 US dollars. Earlier this morning, it was trading under 200 US dollars per Ethereum, which obviously 200 US dollars is a psychological barrier and a milestone that we would like to see Ethereum at least holding above. Now, a lot of people have said, why is this happening? What's going on? And they think it's unique to crypto. But I think if we just zoom out on the general state of our planet as we're sitting here on this Monday morning, we can see that everything is in turmoil. Bloody Monday. Bitcoin price loses 8K. Okay, that's not true, but it's dropped down past the 8K zone. Oil down 30%. Dow Jones future plunge. So we're seeing stock markets plunge. We're seeing oil plunge. We're seeing general chaos in the whole economy and on our planet as a whole. So let's just think about this. We, of course, have immense fear of the coronavirus. And this has caused stock markets to plunge to levels that we haven't seen since the 2008 financial crisis. Now, there are other reasons why we see the crypto markets down, and we're going to quickly touch on those. Plus Token. Plus Token was a Chinese scam or a Chinese Ponzi scheme that scammed millions of people out of a lot of Bitcoin. People are talking about figures as high as 3 billion being scammed out of the crypto community, but not only the crypto community, people that were ignorant on crypto and that wanted to make a quick buck. Now, of course, these scammers, or at least some of these scammers, have got massive amounts of Bitcoin and massive amounts of Ethereum, and to avoid being caught and to avoid being left with this Bitcoin, they are wanting to sell and dump it on the market. Now, of course, this is not that easy because we know that Bitcoin to a certain extent can be traced, so can Ethereum. So what they are doing is they are sending Bitcoin through mixers. A mixer is a way of sending Bitcoin to a platform that makes it anonymous when it comes out on the other side. There's a bit more to it, but that's just a quick explanation of what a mixer does. It helps you to anonymize Bitcoin and your transactions. And then, of course, they are sending these Bitcoin to exchanges. A little less than 24 hours ago, 13,000 Bitcoin were sent, and these Bitcoin were said to be dumped on the exchanges, causing the prices to fall greater. Now, an interesting thing that a lot of people might not know is that this has been happening since April last year. So with this amount of Bitcoin and these guys wanting to dump the Bitcoin and sell them, of course, this creates slippage on the exchanges and drives the prices down further. So their Bitcoin will eventually run out, which means that obviously things will return to normal. But right now, they are selling, and they are selling hard, driving the prices down. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, the crypto markets, if you wake up this morning and you look at them, you might have a tendency to be very depressed and concerned about crypto. But understand that it's not only crypto, it is the world economy. And we are living in a chaotic time with production dramatically been decreased, a lot of people not knowing whether they can get supplies, markets plummeting, people in a state of panic. Now, obviously, with the economy going down, people need money. They need money to feed their families. They need money to make different investments when their stock market investments are crashing. They need money for various things. And a lot of people that have money in crypto might find a need to withdraw this money and use it for basic day-to-day things. And as the virus gets worse, we might find that this could even get worse with people drawing money wherever they can, whether it's out of their crypto, whether it's out of their gold portfolios, whatever the case may be. All of this putting downward pressure on the price of not only crypto, but stock markets and the economy as a whole. Having said that, and looking at the markets today, we feel like, the world is ending and the sky is falling. However, there has been so much positive news about crypto and about Bitcoin in the past week that it's hard to ignore what we can expect to happen long term. So the big news that we all know is that India has overturned the decision that crypto is illegal, put in layman's terms. So within 24 hours, a lot of the exchanges started accepting fiat, and it opens a market for 1.3 billion people in India to buy crypto. Now, this is massive, massive news and extremely exciting for Bitcoin and crypto. The Reserve Bank of India, of course, are not happy about this ruling, and they do intend to fight it. But it does show some sanity in India, because they are allowing their people the freedom of choice, and they are allowing the people not to miss out on what could be a massive transfer of wealth and a leg up for the people in India if they were to invest in crypto. So extremely good news, but of course dampened by the chaos of the world economy. Now, there's been a lot of similar incidences. In France, we had a court declaring that Bitcoin was in fact currency in a landmark case. Germany, we had a very similar ruling. Now, I don't think these rulings are because the government or because the authorities are warming up to Bitcoin. My personal opinion is that because people are trading in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrencies, and disputes might arise, general business disputes, and they go to court, it is very difficult for the court to say crypto has no value and throw the case out when both parties have merit, or when the party that has made a loss is suing a party that has a profit in crypto. The courts are forced to realize that crypto has value, because if they don't, a person is going to be unjustly benefited by owning crypto. I hope you guys are following me, and I hope that makes sense. So it's not that the courts or the authorities are warming to crypto, it's that they are being forced to recognize that crypto has value. And this is a trend that we can expect to see happening in many, many countries, because people are dealing and trading and storing value in crypto. Courts can no longer dismiss this and just say crypto is worthless. So they're having to make rulings and give crypto the true status that it deserves. And of course, this is indicative of cryptocurrencies taking their place on the world stage, and of course, a long-term extremely, extremely bullish for crypto. So with all this happening, with all this chaos, the fundamentals and the long-term outlook for cryptocurrency in Bitcoin are very, very positive. Now, I was looking at the stats and the charts, granted it was about a month ago, and there were charts saying that there was only 3% of the days out there where if you had bought Bitcoin, you would be at a loss. So most people buying Bitcoin, in fact, 97% of people that bought Bitcoin on any particular day were in a profit. But I guess it's really difficult to tell someone that bought Bitcoin at the hype in 2017 at $20,000 to just hold, because you haven't lost until you sell. However, if you bought, let's say, for example, 10 Bitcoin at $20,000 in 2017, you'd be feeling pretty grim, and you would still be at a massive loss. But if you, of course, held those Bitcoin and did not sell, remember, you only lose when you sell. when Bitcoin dropped further and further and further down, when it got to sort of the $3,500 mark or the $4,000 mark, if you bought another 10 Bitcoin, this would drop your average price of Bitcoin dramatically, meaning that right now, where Bitcoin trades between, in the high $7,000 to the $8,000 mark, you would very quickly be back in a profit. So once again, confirming you only lose when you sell. So guys, you need to be diligent in these markets. Bitcoin is up and down, and we don't know what to expect. A lot of TA guys saying that we can't really expect Bitcoin to fall much lower than $7,600. I'm not really a big fan of TA, but very often this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that might be a level to watch out for. Of course, Bitcoin has broken the 200-day moving average, which theoretically means that we're in a bear market. However, it has very quickly changed. So as quick as we have seen this bear market hit us, it's just been a couple of days, we can of course see a reversal just as quickly. If you're out there, if you're holding crypto, if you're new to crypto and you're concerned about this drop, I would urge you not to simply sell, get out and take your loss. Maybe stick around and see what is going to happen, because in cryptocurrencies, in the crypto markets, extreme volatility and big swings to the up or downside are commonplace. So be very careful before just selling and taking your loss. Guys, I hope I've provided some perspective as to what's happening in crypto, what's happening in the crypto sphere, and we'll all keep our heads, trade diligently in this markets. My view, I personally think this is a great time to rand cost average in and to pick up some Bitcoin. Another thing you may consider is taking a DeFi loan to buy crypto. Remember, guys, you need to make your own decisions. I'm not going to give you the normal, I'm not a financial advisor nonsense, because I think you all know that. Make your own decisions. You have to, at the end of the day, be responsible for your decisions. I personally, when we see Bitcoin at these low levels, simply watch to see if it's going to go lower and then pick up a couple of Satoshis, stack them, because the long-term vision, in my opinion, is amazing. That's it from me. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.